Huh? I thought for sure you'd have some words for hero on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this.
We getting suspicious that Hina's just jumping on this so quickly?
No, not quite yet.
Huh?
Hina.
Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't? The
Tell
poison.
us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you fainted. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling.
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... yellow powder, maybe?
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me. I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw
Oh,
Ogre
the
covered in
blood.
So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
Blood.
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Oh, the body. Okay. Main problem here is if the second attack took a really was a killing blow.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me.
Yeah, must be
I
this.
remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
And you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, that's wrong.
Wrong! Yes.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
That has to be it. Evidence that proves there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Blood?
I got it! Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf.
Oh, I always thought that was like that she vomited from being poisoned, but maybe not. She was attacked there, but she still survived.
The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors.
She was pretty big.
There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
oh, that part's easy. After she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
Not possible.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
Not possible.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, I don't think that's possible.
If there's no way Toko was hiding in the lockers because I was in the locker.
I got it! Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside.
Dun, dun, dun.
And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Look at the bottom of the door to see if I could see any any feet like sneaking at the bottom there. You can't see.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much. You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Would we really be missing something so important? There's some other possible explanation. Maybe it's... Okay.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're
Powder.
dead set on blaming me, huh?
So I guess it's the yellow powder. True cause of death.
What was it that killed Ogre?
Anything
If it
else?
wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
No? Come on, Mikado, don't clam up now.
Shoot!
Think about it one more time. There must be a contradiction there somewhere. Okay, hold on. Let me
What was it
read,
that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
Oi's account and
There's no
Kyoko's
other possible
examination.
cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Hold on. Okay, written notes. That's not it. Thought it was the yellow powder, but... 2 blows. No blood. That's not it. Huh.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack,
Oh, what does the Monokuma file number 4 say? There is evidence of a strong blow to the victim's head. No other injuries were noted. Violent vomiting of blood. Okay. That could be it then.
then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the
That's the line, okay.
It's wrong.
Man, we were close. We almost ran out of parts there.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood.
Yeah.
I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Doesn't sound likely.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood. Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit
She's
blood?
clearly the world's greatest crossword puzzle solver lady.
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Yep.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
So, is it possible that this is just suicide? No one killed her? So she's her own murderer?
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
So, they both left. She locked the door because she wanted to just die. After getting hit twice in the head.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
Okay, so he's saying there's definitely a culprit.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Please do, Byakuya.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along.
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
She's really excited about that.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
All the poison Byakuya showed us, I'm sure I know where he got it. It was in Section A.
I got it! The poison was actually in Section A, wasn't it?
Huh? You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
What? 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 Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips, and... Oh, it's the supplement. We were so shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do is stand there and watch. But, as if it were the most natural thing in the world, Byakuya was as calm as ever.
Ugh, that tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
Huh? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Yoko took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder, which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been in... Could it be? Hey, man. Holy shit. Protein. E. Oh man. I don't. Okay, protein. Drink. Not D, no. Not D. Got it.
Now I understand. The poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. the contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. Well, there was protein
I
drink,
got
right?
it!
There was that drink on the floor.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
It was on top of the glass, which is strange.
What?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison.
Hina!
And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
Footprints. Evidence that shows who switched them. It has to be. There's the yellow powder. Also the footprints in the powder.
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf. That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder.
Why is there a
which
broken
leaves
ball in
no
the ground,
doubt that
though?
they're connected.
It's so strange.
What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
Oh.
It was me. The footprints. They're mine.
Yes!
Hina?
I was right. Maybe. Let's not get too excited here.
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Then Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Yes! I'm so good!
Just as I suspected. The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
Mm-hmm.
And the only people here who wear sneakers are...
Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing sneakers here are... Oh, am I wearing sneakers too? Uh-oh. Maybe we did it, guys. Shit.
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be. Kato, are they yours? No. Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you?
Uh-huh.
This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
Uh-huh.
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way. Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Was. No comment, Hina?
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the poisoned mixture.
And then she downed it all at once.
Because she was the traitor? Maybe?
And then
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you?
But there's still the powder on Sakura's foot that's a bit strange, right?
You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
I'm curious about this.
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yeah, true.
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
well, that doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
So there's still a chance that Sakura killed herself, knowing the mixture was poisoned, and she locked herself in the room?
Are you sure about that?
I don't know.
Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
The two of them worked it out, maybe? Oh, Hina's lying. Oh, okay, I get it now. I think Hina's lying because he's trying to protect Sakura's honor or something. Something like that? Or Hina's the traitor? I don't know.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
You didn't notice?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Because if she's... Okay. If she's the traitor, maybe her job is to make us pick the wrong murderer so that we get ourselves killed. But she gets to survive. That's like her challenge. And she gets to graduate if she does that. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Maybe Sakura really did just kill herself.
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please, I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Is it Byakuya? He's sweating.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well,
He's the only other person that Sakura invited.
right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them.
There's only footprints in front of Section A.
Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
If that's true, isn't that a little strange?
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
They're really giving me a chance to figure this out, eh?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Till we figure it out. Till I uncover the full truth of this case. Crystal powder, footprints in the powder. Left shelf. Okay, let's listen to this.
First I went to Section C.
Tickets to the footprints.
That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A. And that's where I switched the powders.
Okay.
Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A.
Correct.
Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough. How much
Okay.
longer must we
I
tolerate
think I
this?
got it. I think I got this one here. Definitely contradicts something I already know.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
And you spilled some of the powder on.
Yeah. And I grabbed the bottle.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
Oh.
You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
But
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
she said she was in a panic.
No, that can't be it.
I was just nervous, so I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
What the? Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well,
You lied to us. Plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
well, you see...
What the?
Byakuya's losing his shit. He's wrong for like the first time.
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with
Byakuya's
her
super
account.
happy.
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence. What's it gonna be, guys?